Layla Michalopoulos is a talented 20-year-old singer-songwriter and author of a book of interviews and photography that showcase the opinions and experiences of young women. Written when she was only 17, Empowering Women shares their often surprising and always revealing stories. Layla is a student at the School of Jazz and Contemporary Music in New York City and possessor of one of the most beautiful voices in the Catskills, playing acoustic music both solo and as part of a band. Hi Layla, Thank you so much for coming along and being part of Backstage at Bearsville. It's so wonderful to have you here. You've sung here, you've sung in our lounge, you've sung in our gardens, so it's great just to hear a little bit more about your story. So I was very interested that you wrote a book when you were 17 called Phenomenal Women. It was described as an empowering anthology of writings, interviews and photography, showcasing the experiences and opinions of high school and college-age women. A platform for young women to express their views on women's issues and to tell their stories. Fantastic. Tell me how that came about.
One of the main reasons was that 2017 was kind of in the midst of the backlash against Trump's presidency. It was like the second year of the Women's March. And so I kind of wanted to highlight this movement that was going on and also highlight the voices of young people and how they contributed to the movement. So that was part of it. And the other part was that as a teenager myself, I was experiencing a lot of women's issues like, body image problems and anxiety and just kind of coming to terms with sexual harassment and things like that are so pervasive and challenging for young women to deal with. And I knew that a lot of my friends and peers were going through the same things, but we really weren't talking about it. It just wasn't a conversation that we were having. So I kind of wanted to create some sort of dialogue around this and make it something that people were more comfortable dealing with and talking about, and to just create a resource for young women and people who identify as female, and also for male friends and family members who maybe don't know what's going on with us.
It's a great book. It's wonderful. And it's still available.
Yeah, it is.
So at the moment you're going to the New School for Jazz and Contemporary Music in the city as part of the College of Performing Arts. How long have you been there?
I'm going into my senior year next semester. So it's been a good 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what's the experience been like? One, to live in the city, and two, to be part of the Performing Arts School.
It's been amazing and completely changed the way that I kind of function as a musician, because I wasn't even sure that I wanted to go to a conservatory. I had a lot of doubts and kind of imposter syndrome things where I was like, can I even do it? Am I good enough? Am I serious?
Yes.
Which I think is also a product of being a female. I just was very doubtful of my abilities, specifically in music, which is a male-dominated industry, and specifically in jazz, in which most instrumentalists and musicians are male. So yes, I struggled in the beginning, and it's just been incredible. The whole journey, I've completely changed the way that I view myself and my position in the industry and the way that I collaborate with people and everything. It's just been really, really important to my personal growth.
So if we say that jazz instrumentalists have been predominantly men in the past, is that still the case now with your colleagues?
I would say that the instrumentalists are primarily male and the vocalists are primarily female. And that has presented a lot of, it's not true across the board, but it's presented some problems with just generally feeling sort of disrespected by instrumentalists sometimes, not taken seriously or not kind of getting the respect, or not feeling like my or other vocalists' accomplishments or knowledge is kind of recognized.
What advice would you give to other young women who want to enter the music business?
I would say just trust yourself, because you know yourself better than anyone else, and you know what you want to sing or what you want to play, and you know what you want to do and what makes you comfortable, and just don't let anybody manipulate you into doing things in a way that's not true to you, and don't let anyone tell you like what you should wear, what you should look like. Just trust yourself. And I think another important thing is respect yourself, and sometimes you have to demand respect from others because it's not always readily available.
Tell me what your long-term aspirations are.
One of my biggest long-term aspirations at the moment is to begin some sort of organization or affordable housing unit or affordable studio space unit for artists, not just musicians, but artists of all types. That's something that I know that someday I would really love to do. And right now, as someone who, has no idea how to even begin to actualize that, I'm just trying to research and possibly pursue a master's in arts management and entrepreneurship because, I think that would give me the tools that I need. But that's one of my most prevalent long-term goals.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much, Layla. We would like to invite you back in a year's time when you've finished your course and see how your life is looking then, post-pandemic. Mm-hmm. So thank you so much for coming and being part of this.
Thank you so much. I was so happy to do it.
I came